Hey there, I'm featuring today many things that this mod includes. The Exiles Extreme mod is one of the oldest mods of this game, since it came out back in May 2017, and it has been updated since then. It should be compatible with all maps and many other mods. It is advised to use this mod together with Pippi User and Server Management mod, since it can be quite useful for some of the Exiles Extreme features. If you have admin rights, you can open an exclusive admin panel by opening the in-game command console and type this command. And then press enter. This shows up just a few options related to the mods. Still work in progress, it seems. Once this panel is open, you are able to remove placed things from the map or enable and disable what you see in here. Pretty simple, but be very careful while using this. You can enable or disable the Exiles Extreme chest placement for players to allow or forbid players from placing it. This chest placement is disabled for players by default, but an admin can enable it. It's always enabled for admins though. More info on how to block this chest feed is available at the Steam mod page. This mod adds literally an extreme amount of new content to the game. This chest allows players to craft a big amount of the items from this mod. However, there are several items that can only be obtained through the admin panel, but we will be checking many of those items as well. For players to obtain items they cannot craft through the Exiles Extreme chest, it is possible that the server's admins may need to configure that, even through commands or kits through the Pippi mod for example. Many of the craftable items are easy to craft, since they may require common to uncommon resources, while others can be crafted with more advanced resources that you will eventually get later during your gameplay. Many of these items have diverse effects on the character while being worn or consumed. I've only tested the mod so far on my single player session, but there are some servers running this mod that you can join. I've dropped the invite link for this mod Discord server just in case you have some questions about it, or if you really want to check out the server channel with the information about servers running this mod. There are so many things in this mod that it takes a while to figure out how some things work, while many others offer information about them in their description. This mod fits for a variety of servers, especially roleplay ones, but it is also functional for PvE and even for PvP when it comes to specific items. It will also help a lot if you are trying to create custom points of interest, special events, scenarios for screenshots, and so on. Now let's take a general look to the items that this mod contains. I had to censor some of the items since I do not want any trouble with YouTube or make anyone upset with me. You can always try the mod and take a look yourself at the censored content. Plenty are just not safe for work, that's why. Be aware that this video is long because there is a long list of items, but I've added timestamps to this video just in case you only want to see the showcase for specific ones, or if you don't have enough time to watch everything, but I strongly advise you to do it if you are really interested in these mods. There are plenty kinds of weapons. It is good to have some variety of weapons after all. They have different status and some of them are stable enough to use in PvP. can shoot from an hand cannon. And use the new arrows. There are even grappling arrows. Really cool. Let's take a quick look to other things worth mentioning. The ban hammer, which doesn't seem to be banning really players for now, but it does damage to buildings. The human hand and torch truncheon if you worship Yogg. Disco torch. And the ugly stick that brings doom to people. You can add these effects to some of the weapons and see what happens. Awesome. Some things that you can throw can be classified under the weapons category, right? Well, unfortunately today I was not able to throw any of these orb-like things. Looks like there's been a game problem with things that you can throw for a while now, so it may or may not work part of the time, really. To get a sword, you must be worthy. You will need an item called Merlin's Favor in your inventory, together with 50 attribute points spent on strength. Craziness, I know, but that's the only way of getting the sword. An admin can set up this rock. If you or another player already took the sword from the rock, it needs to be reset to replace the sword with a new one. You can hide a sword from other players by using this option here. You can only hold an Excalibur at a time, don't be greedy. Battering Ram. It does work properly to destroy players' base entrances. This cannon system looks similar to the trebuchet one. You will need cannonballs and gunpowder. Drag the cannonball to the main slot. The more gunpowder you add, the more power you will give to it. Every time you shoot, one gunpowder unit will be consumed. Change the shooting angle if you wish. Once you are ready, just shoot. In front of the cannon, you can press the E key to reload it. If there are weapons, why not some shields? Here are the shields this mod implements into the game. I'm starting with a little guide on how to unequip attached wearable items. Several items you can make your character wear seem to become attached permanently to it, since while many go into the character's head armor slot, others won't go into any of the slots. There are at least 2 ways of removing attached items from your character's body. One is by simply crafting one of these red glowing gems for a very small price. Once you have the appropriate glowing gem in your inventory, just drag it over your character's armor slot's interface, and the wearable piece you're looking into removing from the body will get back to your inventory. Another way is by tapping this command in the general chat window. This will remove any attached items from the character for free. But this command must be previously set up and enabled to work properly, and this requires the use of Pippi mod. Under the command section, you can find the EE Unequip All command. Enable it and give the rights to anyone you wish this command to be available to, including yourself. From class to racial bonus sets, this will give you extra attributes buffs once equipped. To remove the racial bonus sets, just drag one of these red gems over your character's armor section. From the weakest to the strongest ones, for sure some are interesting. There are boots to jump much higher. A crazy version of the Silent Legend armor set. And what is this? Flawless stuff? Others will respect you. These are cool. There are over 100 shapeshifters to try. Some of these include the flying feature, allowing you to fly around without a command for flying. This can be equipped and transform someone into one of the selected shapeshifter creatures. Just drag one of these into your character's head slot or select it while in your hotbar to equip. While having one of the many shapeshifter animals equipped, your character will perform the same animations the animals do while attacking. Not all of them, but some of them at least. Just be careful with the exploding imp. For several of the Shapeshifter NPCs, the player's character will just do the same attacking animations it does while having nothing equipped. The Thespi-skins are meant to be used only with the Pippi mod Thespians, the models that can be placed in the world. Once you place one, go to their equipment section and drag one of the Thespi-skins into the correct slot and apply the changes. But it seems that you can also wear these skins yourself. Several choices for when you want to hide your true face. I suggest you to read the mask's description before trying to put these in your trolls. Most of these offer just a small amount or no defense at all, except for the Captain's Skull. Some protect you from the sandstorms and others allow you to stay underwater for longer. While only a few give a bit of protection, others will not. The King Earner's Crown will give you an encumbrance bonus. Hair that you can equip. While just a couple of them are used for flying, all of them are a quite interesting addition. You can equip them through adding them to your character's armor interface or through your hotbar. There are several kinds of wings in the Exiles Extreme world, just choose the ones that fit you better. It is advised to add only the wings meant for both players and trolls into your troll slots. Eyes. Yes, you can attach them to your character. can see in the dark with the eyes of tiger. Tails. These offer no protection, just a decoration for your backside. Horns and ears. Don't try to hit your enemy with this. Animal fangs, tusks and feet. Don't try to hit your enemy with this either. Decorative tattoos work as much as decorative war paints. From collars to rings and peg arms, this mod has them all. Most of the rings give you buffs. One of these barrels will make you sleep inside for a little bit as a form of punishment. This pipe is also available for Pippi mod Thespian models. It is not safe to show you this in this video, except for the visual pregnancy. These little ones will follow you anywhere if you equip them. While mostly are really just for fun, a few of these offer you advantages. These look awesome. These are some ingredients that are included in the Exiles Extreme. From Chibi Cat things to fruits a Chocobo pet can eat, gunpowder and even a few special dyes. The different types of special catch you can get by fishing. Skin color changers. As the name says, they will change your character's skin color. A magic ring. There are different kinds of potions in this mod. Flight potions that will speed up your flying. Temporary invisibility potions for your character or even for your nameplate. Potions that will change certain things in your character's body. Some are permanent while others are temporary, so use them at your own risk. And even a couple more for other purposes. If you attach these stones to your character, they will give you temperature protection. The Quivers will give you attribute buffs or do nothing much while attached to the character. I don't advise you to consume these unless you want to get food poisoning. Why would you anyway? Broomsticks. Float or fly with these. Josh Seed. Let's see what happens if you consume it. Well, alright, it keeps you sated. Yeah. Pets and pet mounts. Maybe one of the most interesting things from the whole pack. A big amount of common and not so common looking pets are available in here with the Exiles Extreme mods. And here are the mounts. While some just walk and run, others can really fly. A big amount of saddles are included in this mod, since it also brings some new mounts, including flying ones. There are a couple of saddles that look quite different from the common ones. Just put them in the correct path, alright? Otherwise it will not work, of course. The Chibi Cat Crate will give you a random Chibi Cat pet. Used to change the color of your baby chocobos. Place a baby chocobo inside, together with certain fruits, and wait for it to change its feather's color. The feather's color is influenced by the type and amount of fruits that you will feed it. I'm leaving on the video description below a link to the list of the exact amount of fruits that you will need to change your chocobo feather's color. As an example, I will be placing these fruits in here. My chocobo feathers became black in this case. Some of these items are way more than just decorative pieces. You can actually interact with some in order to perform an action that belongs specifically to each of them. From playing around with the physics to adding particles, this mod includes that. There are some really pleasant special effects you can place around. Try taking some screenshots of the game while using this. The battle standards of healing will heal admins or players while standing within the healing radius of a standard. This battle standard turns an area into a PvP combat area. You can see until where this standard covers in terms of space, with the box enabled. If you get out of this zone, PvP combat will no longer be active for you. Every time you step back in, you will be prompted to engage in PvP or not. You will be notified every time you leave or enter the zone. You can make the area box invisible. The killing zone pole, which will claim the area you place it in. Within the radius of this claimed area, any NPCs will die, so it's a death passage for them. Trolls are included on this one, by the way. You can set up the timers for this area to kill any NPCs that enter in it. And you can hide the killing zone box. The no flying zone marker. Since this mod contains things that allow a player to fly, this thing can be useful for when an admin wants to forbid regular players from flying inside a specific area. Admins are always allowed to fly inside the forbidden zone. To set up an offline zone, just place this thing on the ground. You can resize the area size. Just hold the E key and click on the Configure button. The sizes value type are in pixels for the 3 axes, width, 8 and 3-dimensional. You can hide the box grid lines or disable the flying prohibition. The fish counting zone statue. This will detect and count any special catch within its counting radius. Special catch refers to the types of underwater creatures this mod brings to the game. This thing will send a print of the amount of special catch to the local chat, but enabling the Pippi User and Server Management mod is required to do so. You can choose which types of creatures you want it to avoid counting. I wasn't very lucky so far with this thing though. Speed plates. As the name and signs show, this one will make you move faster, while this one will slow you down. Their effect will stop if you press or release the shift key, jump or really stop moving, of course. If you are already running before stepping on the speed booster plate, then you will reach the highest speed possible with it. Allow a few seconds for each plate to become active again. These plates do not work currently for trolls and pets, only for players. This allows a player to teleport to the area marked on each teleport scroll and portal titles. Once the spell the scrolls contain is used to summon a portal, or let's say, once this is placed in the map, it will open up a fast travel spot to different points of interest from the Exile lands. There are 2 types of teleport scrolls. The permanent scrolls that can be used multiple times and will remain open for undetermined time, unless they are removed by the admin of course, and the temporary scrolls, which only remain open for about 15 seconds after the portals are summoned. This Master Scroll summons a permanent portal that can take you anywhere you choose. Just hold the E key while aiming at the portal. There's also Decorative Only Scroll Portal, if you like having this floating around without other use. These teleport you quickly. The spike traps may look quite familiar to us, but not this invisible trap. Well, it becomes invisible as soon as you are at a distance away from it, and it gets activated on approach. It fits well for enemies who are running around your place. It's pretty much an invisible version of the exploding trap. This is just for sitting, really. This one can be placed near a water source to try catching fish. And you can really try fishing anywhere you want with this one. Like real life fishing, here you need to have some patience to catch fish as well. This feature seems to work nicely. The fish ponds work quite like a fish trap inside water. This elevator works exactly the same way as the base game ones do, but its structure is visually different. These gate doors can be opened through a password. Set up the desired code, and once you want to open the gates, you should speak at them for that to happen. For example, type the code in the chat window and see if it works. You can set up different codes as many times as you wish, it seems. All of these chests can be used to store things. You can drink water from the fountain. This one has a compost box attached, which will generate this stuff eventually. This torch can be set up to put itself out automatically after you choose for how long it should keep itself lit up. It will remain lit up unless you interact with it. Let's say that I'll set it to 5 seconds. And it worked perfectly. To reset, pick it up or use a new one. Any of the radium lighting pieces can have their light color changed. To do it, drag only one of the basic game dice into their slot. You can sit on the stuffed animals. Change the taxidermied rampage aspect if you wish. If you want any tamed chibi cats, you can place one here. Too cute. This mod brings a new variant of these official beds and pillows that gives them a different purpose from the original ones. Store your bowls in this new display rack. Keep your horses in place by dragging them into these post slots. Through the big list of items, I found some things that reminded me of pirates, ships, and the sea. You can enable and disable the scarecrow and the snowman sounds.
Get your fat ass back here.
Well, looks like the good Lord just sent me a conversation starter.
You can interact with some of these. Some of these are good for outdoors. Some are only decorative, but others have other functionality. You can change this gargoyle color and choose to make this status a spawn point for skeletons. Use this with caution. All of these natural decorations are part of the huge pack of decorative items from this mod. The sprouting pygmy wort and barrel stalk mushrooms provide resources over time. The glowing fungus behave like radium lighting, since you can change their color, but only if you use fungal dyes on them. One of these traps will sing a bit of the song Feed Me from the Little Shop of Horrors movie. Look it up on YouTube. Try changing the plant Lydium 1 color, because that one works, at least. As if that on its own wasn't enough, gore, torture and other not safe for work stuff are included in the Exiles Extreme mods. I can show you a few of them, but not all of them due to what I've explained to you previously on this video. Some of these objects have a version to use with your own character and or other players, and a second version exclusive for naughty trolls. Yes. Here there are some of the same models for human and animal corpses that you can find in the base game through the maps during your gameplay. I filmed this from far because I'm no sick bastard who enjoys that stuff. There are diverse gore involving human parts and even that related decorative pieces. Not a favorite type of decoration for a sane person's house. You can add fuel into this yog campfire. An animation will be triggered as soon as you lit it up. This is all about impalement and crucifixion. The human bonfire works exactly like a common campfire. You can convert human NPCs into trolls in one of the crosses. This is what I call being in the extreme line of roleplay in this game. There are known devices designed to quickly or slowly torture and execute people. Several of these are functional in the game, for players or trolls. Several choices for the same ending, I guess. Just simply press the E key to interact with the ones made for players. Or drag one of your unfortunate trolls into the slot of their demise. There are also several torture, public humiliation, and other sorts of items of abuse added to this pack of pure evil. How they were built may explain what someone needs to know about their uses. Use them at your own risk. I've tested them with my character and trolls, and they really seem to be working as intended. There are some more not safe for work things in this mod. You can switch the dancers' costume colors or hide their dancing pole. Alright, and we've reached the end of this video finally. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are interested in trying this mod, you know what to do, I guess. Have a good day and see you later.